Hi, I'm Gus.
Hello, I'm Brittany.
You may be wondering why we're here rather than our hosts Patrick and Amy.
We are a part of the Idtv production crew, and we are here to speak on behalf of us all.
The boxing piece that we just viewed was really great work, and the producer, Tor Olsen, when putting his team together, specifically requested to work with Leland G, a very talented member of Idtv.
During the making of this Idtv show, we were shocked and saddened by the untimely passing of our crew member, Leland Yee.
Anyone that had class or worked with Leland knew what a genuinely kind and positive soul he was.
He had talent to boot, and his smile lightened up our studio on any given day.
Even when our studio lighting wasn't on point that day.
Let's take a look at some of his recent work.
What we actually saved over, so now we have to create. It's not a bad thing because that means that you can actually see it ready before you take it. So you put it in the state that you want it to be. So we want this.
Wow, good show, huh? All right, guys, tune in next time to Fog 415. We let you know what's going on from the SF perspective of two local people.
This is our army. To join it, you give homage.
I give homage to Scotland. And if this is your army, why does it go?
We didn't come here to fight for them.
Oh, the English are too many.
Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
Yes, I've heard.
This amazing aerial footage was filmed using a drone. The drone has become wildly popular in the past few years. Its popularity is growing exponentially. There are many who share the enjoyment of flying drones for their work or as a hobby.
I love this thing. I am an avid and a passionate filmmaker.
Life. A lot of times people are trying to video the wildlife, but actually these are nesting birds or wildlife that's protected by federal laws. And so what we are trying to do is keep people safe and to keep the wildlife safe while the FAA determines the best way to include this type of use on federal lands, including national parks.
Try to keep at least 25 feet away from people and structures. Stay 5 miles away from airports. Fly your drone safely. Fly responsibly.
Leland was passionate about his work and was a guy you wanted to be a part of your team.
Here are a few kind words from some of the many people that had memorable times with him.
Leland was one of our people who was just our heart and our lungs and our soul, and that's who he was for us.
He would always show up bright and early, one of the first people in the class, and he would always work super hard on doing production.
I don't know. He was such a nice guy, and I'm gonna really miss him. But I bet still he's laughing in the heaven, I think. I'll never forget his warm heart, smile, and always kind to everybody.
I just, I can't believe that he's not going to be there anymore. The LAC won't be the same anymore.
He had this infectious smile, this attitude. Even when you're having a bad day and you would come to work, because I always worked with him Tuesday and Thursday early in the morning, and you come to work, his smile just captivated you and made you smile with him, you know. I never really saw him angry, you know. He was always smiling. He had this happy attitude, you know. It made me question my sadness anytime. It made me, I dare not be sad when I'm around him.
He was incredibly helpful to me with my computer needs, and I saw him working with students every day, extremely patient. He was a gentle soul.
Person always ready to help, and if you give Leland a piece of scratch paper, he will prize you for this scratch paper like you're the best person in the world.
Even though Leland wasn't officially part of the studio crew, he was always willing to help out and give encouraging words. And just like everyone else, I'm really shocked and saddened by the news.
We miss him very much, and we feel like a little bit of the sunshine has gone out of our lives. And because we could always count on him to be friendly and kind and helpful to all students. And so I feel like there's a hole here, and it'll take a while for us to recover.
Just always really conscious, I feel, and really sensitive towards others that they were doing, you know, also well as could possibly be hoped for. So he was always looking over people's shoulder and helping out where he could, and he was the easiest person I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
He brought a good energy to everyone, and that's what I wanted to remember him for and try to spread that. We need to spread that good energy that he was given to us, to all of us, how lucky we were to get it. Now we need to spread it further down.
We wanted to share with you how we knew Leland and give you just a glimpse of how awesome he was in the broadcast department.
We are all grateful to have known such a genuine guy. Leland, we will miss you.
In this episode of Idtv, we have one of our very own Idtv studio crew sharing his culinary arts after-school program, Project Marienda, located at the Bessie Carmichael campuses in the Soma neighborhood. Project Marienda teaches kids basic culinary skills, healthy food choices, and they hope to inspire the next generation of chefs. We're so delighted to welcome Kenny Kusina, chef and culinary producer, to talk more about his after-school program and, of course, sample some of his tasty treats. Tell us, Chef Kenny, What delicious dishes did you bring for us today?
Well, I brought a whole array of different desserts that represent what merienda is. Merienda means after-school treat. So it's that little meal right after lunch and right before dinner. So we decided to start an after-school program that teaches kids how to cook that. Here we have fresh lumpia, which is a crepe-style egg roll where all the ingredients are already cooked and then just finished off with a crepe wrapper and pineapple sweet and sour sauce, and as well as a pork steam bun. Again, just a steamed rice bun that's mixed with a nice pork filling.
And the young people can make this?
Well, we teach the kids how to make this, as well as more healthier versions of that too. So, whatever kids can make, I mean, you could be surprised. Kids can make, some pretty interesting things. And so we also have some more smaller snacks that typically you'll find at a bakery or, what we have at home. So little candies like povolones, empanadas, as well as little pecan tarts.
So cute. And tell me about these cakes here.
Oh, well, yeah, so Filipino desserts, they're somewhat getting a little bit more mainstream now. We're actually seeing a lot of more ube macopino, which is a purple yam. And this tastes like cassava. So we're seeing ube yam being used in like donuts and waffles and pancakes. And so, it's great. And we have leche flan, which is an influence from Spain. Just a really nice egg custard with caramel sauce. Do you want to try some of this?
Yes, can we please?
There you go. And we have a babinka cake, which is a rice flour style cornbread. Really good. And this floured little treat right there, that's a mango cheesecake. And so these are just some more different sweets that, again, will help kids tide over until dinner time. And I don't know, I mean, to get your dessert first, that's great, right?
Yeah.
And then lastly, some more handheld, more like, kid-sized treats that, you could pack in the lunchbox. So we have a European influence chiffon cake, or the mamon, a brioche-style ensaimada, and a hopiao, or more Chinese influence, red bean cake. And lastly, I brought a calamansi limeade, which is a calamansi lime, which is similar to key lime, and nice brewed green tea. So it's a calamansi lime green tea.
And you just mix them together?
Oh, yes, with a little ice and a little fresh calamansi limes. And I brought a little samples of like the type of juices that are typical of the Philippines. So we have mango and calamansi lime, as well as some chocolate milk.
Yeah, thank you. Can we try some of the limeade?
Absolutely, let's have a little taste.
And while I'm pouring this, tell me how the project got started.
Well, the project got started because myself and my younger sister, we wanted to do a community service project, and we saw that, we saw that the Betsy Carmichael Middle School and Elementary needed an after-school cooking program. And so project as being a new process, and we're trying to really develop it out, and merienda as that after-school treat. So we thought, well, let's just try something together and go for it.
Great. Well, thank you. We want to thank you for being here today to share your merienda munchies and telling us your story. Friends, if you liked what you saw about Project Merienda, contact them or follow them on Facebook, Instagram for more recipes, activities, and events.
Hi, I'm Earl Belisi, one of the producers of Idtv 2015. And I've been shooting a behind-the-scenes piece of City College of San Francisco's annual fashion show. This year's theme is Tempus, which is the Latin word for time. When I learned that there was a semester-long class dedicated to learning and putting a fashion show together, I figured the best way to find out would be to insert myself in the scene and shoot behind the scenes leading up to the process and the big event. City College's fashion department offers Fashion 48, fashion show production, which gives aspiring students hands-on experience on how to put a show together from the ground up, with marketing, catering, fittings, and so forth. And today in the studio, I invited Angelique Roman, CCSF student and fashion merchandising student. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Tempus as a theme was your idea. What inspired that idea?
Okay, well, in 1915, San Francisco celebrated the Pacific Panama Exposition, which is similar to a World's Fair. And so it kind of brought together and showcased all of the glory of San Francisco, the technological innovations, art, and history, and everything that San Francisco really stood for at that time. And so I was inspired to create an event that would be reminiscent of that and evoke that today. And so that's kind of how Tempest was born. And you know, that's why the word is time, because it's evocative of like the time that it's taken for us to get here and what we're going to do with it in the future.
Cool. Okay, so in order to plan the fashion show, you have to be in Fashion 48, which is fashion show production. But there are other classes you have to take before that, like prerequisites. Can you tell us about those?
Sure. So there's one prerequisite course, which is Fashion 47. And in that course, you put together a bunch of little small informal fashion shows. They take place at the cafeteria here at the Ocean campus, as well as a cafe in the evenings known as Sugar Cafe. And that's a prerequisite course, but there's also Fashion 60, which is a work experience course. And through that course, you get to dress for big fashion shows that are going on in the city.
Ooh, like what?
Neiman Marcus is always having stuff, Saks Fifth Avenue, there's
Fancy.
Macy's. Yeah. Yeah, they're a lot of fun and they're a really good experience.
Cool. That sounds super fun. So what would be some advice that you would have for like aspiring fashion students?
I would say get ready to roll up your sleeves and bring comfortable flats, because there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, you know? There's a lot of grit that goes on behind the glamour, and I don't think that people really expect that when they think about fashion, but anything that's going on in the fashion industry has a lot of hard work behind it, so yeah.
Cool. Do you mind saying a few words and promoting your event?
Sure. May 17th, we will be hosting our fashion show, Tempest, at Ruby Sky in downtown San Francisco. We are welcoming everyone to come, and please come check out the event that we've been working all semester long to put together, and also what our senior designers have compiled to put together. 3 of our designers will be winning scholarships to the Academy of Art University, so it will definitely be something for you guys to watch.
I can't wait for it. I'll be shooting behind the scenes then, so I'll be right there.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Thank you so much.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
There's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going.
American Steel Studios is a community of art, innovation, and industry. What that means is essentially a collection of about 200 people working under one 6-acre roof, embodying just about every skill set imaginable. My name is Karen Cusilito. I'm the founder of American Steel Studios here in West Oakland, California. Back in 2005, I got a commission to build a very tall piece of art, and I needed a building that was a little bit taller than the sculptures, so I would have some type of infrastructure I could work within. This building was really well suited for that. It's outfitted with 5, 7, and 10-ton bridge cranes. It has drive-through truck access and just grips and grips of power too for all of the equipment that I needed to use.
I'm Rebecca Anders. I'm based in Oakland, California. I make sculpture, preferably large scale. Sometimes I work very small. I'm primarily a metal worker, but I work in a multitude of media, depending on what I need. Basically, I like to work with recycled material when I can. I don't really believe in garbage. I've actually been a tenant at American Steel since about 2007 in a number of different shop spaces and ways in this building. This is one of the best places in this area that we can do metal work, that we can use heavy equipment, and that we have enough room to build really large-scale art.
So over the years, I personally have built many tons of art that's gone to Burning Man. And historically, we've had collectives or collaborative groups come in to build a project for Burning Man, and they need a certain footprint and a lot of the infrastructure that we have here. And then when the project is finished, they pack up and leave. And that's happening less now, which is actually kind of exciting. That means that these folks are becoming active artists year-round and not just during the Burning Man build season. So they can take all of what they've learned during that process, the collaboration, the team building, finding the people with the skills that you need to put the right team together, and actually make that function for the duration of the year.
My name is Kevin Byall, and I am here at American Steel, and I am presently starting to work on the beginnings of the Temple of Promise altar for this year's Burning Man. What we see here are the trees that will be in the central area as you come through the altar, and these trees will be made out of pencil rod and expanded steel. These will be ranging from, say, 12 feet tall to upwards of 18 or so feet tall. The material, would you like me to grab that? Here's an example. This will be the skin of the trees. So then, things will be able to hook very easily in there. Yeah.
I love Burning Man. It's interesting, especially because I live in the Bay Area. There's a really, really rich community that I'm really glad to be a part of, and it draws people from all over the world, whether they only come to the event or whether they also interact with the Bay Area, which is the home base. This is the Illumicanth with a TH at the end. So the Illumicanth is based on a deep sea fish. It's shown charging up out of the ground as if it had turned a corner in the deep sea and come busting up through the earth to land in the playa, or start to land in the playa. It's about 28 feet long and about 18 to 20 feet tall and about 12 to 15 foot wide. It's primarily built of steel. The structure is steel, and the exterior is kind of a scaly purple steel faceted surface. And the interior is actually a soft sculpture. It'll be, we're calling it the gullet. It'll be essentially a tent, a multi-sided tent. Inside, in the interior surface will be embedded with LED systems.
Rebecca has always had her own artistic endeavors going on. I believe she's always had a studio space, but is always, not always, on years where she is building for Burning Man, we'll jump into a bigger collaborative team, and that could be at someone else's studio space or at hers. But I'm really happy that I just see her here all the time, just really working on some amazing things.
How do you like working in American Steel?
It's a little loud sometimes. It's a little dirty, but it's the kind of place where you can be loud and be dirty. I mean, there's a lot of benefits from being here. I mean, I don't know exactly how many artists are under this roof. Karen could probably tell you that. I think it's upwards of almost 300.
It's wonderful actually to be in this close-knit of a community where so many different kinds of work are happening, and there's not really judgment passed on whatever you do.
If you need something done here, there may be the tool to do it if you don't have it, or there may be somebody that has the expertise. You just, seek them out, or you already know what they do.
Well, as I said, we do have just a tremendously diverse population. If you go to the website and look at the community page, you'll see just about everything on there.
Awesome. It's nice. It's really nice. And I think there's a lot of respect in the tenants too for that management. Like, we all see that we're taken care of.
My future plans for American Steel, I have many, many ideas. I think there is a tremendous opportunity. We do a lot of internships, we do a lot of outreach, and as I mentioned, we do have so many skill sets inside that if we were to organize more community projects, working with the students at the Ralph J. Bunch School, getting more mentorship in place, more public projects. In other words, here's a giant blank wall, and maybe the kids at the school should design and paint a mural. How can we help them make that happen? So I think activating our greater community will also enrich our artistic community.
Punk and alternative rock are not dead. It's still alive and it still rocks, but on the big screen. We see this happening in recent releases of music documentaries. From last year's Salad Days, which covered the 1980s punk scene, to this year's Kurt Cobain montage of Heck. So you don't have to go very far to mosh pit once again. In fact, stay on this channel because live in the studio from my hometown, San Francisco, we have Oh Serpent to premiere their new track the other day. Go ahead, you want to turn the volume up.
Am I gonna do anyway? Think I'm better off on it now. And I know I'm saving a sound. Things you feel the low of the bound. Wait for it to come back around. Think I'm better off on the ground. Then I know I'm saving a sound. You think you feel the low of the bound. Up with everybody but myself to get away. Mass territory overtone. I'm away. Staring at those same four walls every day. Don't let me out of my cage now. I go insane. Think I'm better off on it. Then I know I'm saving it down. Feel the low on the bound. Wait for it to come back around. Then I know I'm saving it down. Then I know I'm saving it down. Think you feel the low on the bound. Congratulations, you own the crown. Sat around and got along the other day. Not much to do, even less to say. Nowhere to go, well, that's okay. What the fuck am I gonna do?